And it gives meaning to these mounds that we can't see yet because they're hidden in those trees. Subtract those trees and you realize how that plaza played a role in uniting all of these other mountains. Okay, I'm now looking over to the left from behind on the opposite side of Mound A from where we were looking before and where the plaza is. We were here at plaque somewhere here, and now I'm over here at plaque 6, so we can look at this plaza. Now we can't see the full extent of this plaza because of the trees, but Mound K is presumably directly ahead of us. I don't know whether it's the one there that I think I can see a left-hand curvature to, or this one we certainly can see here, even making out its high profile. But the other that we looked at form an arc around to our left back to F. So Mound K, which is here, represents the northern end of Winterville's elliptical layout. And excavations on K represent 3 different structures, earliest about 3 feet below the current summit. 2 later structures appear to have been much larger than Winterville's other mound top buildings. Both faced Mound A, perhaps suggesting religious or public functions. Now I don't know how they would know this, but looking at the picture here that they have on this interpretive sign, we get the sense that there were these other kinds of habitations or homes all mixed into this area. This is a photo from the flood of 1927 showing cattle stranded on several of the mounds. It would be interesting if archaeologists discover anything that suggests earlier mounds flooded. Mound A, which is slightly off, well, it's off to our right pretty much from this position. Mound A is apparently in there somewhere, and we'll probably see it as we continue our walk, but it presents a bit of a mystery. In addition to the discovery of fragments of 2 human skulls, excavations have revealed cattle remains. Cattle were not present in pre-Columbian America, so where did the cows come from? Scientists think they may have sought refuge here during the Mississippi River flood of 1927 and perhaps died there. This is curious. It seems to suggest we can't go on the stairs, at least here, but it doesn't seem to be blocking off the rest of it. That's enough of an excuse. There's a sign that seems to say sliding allowed. Can only imagine the no is missing. We're looking over where we have just walked along the right-hand side from the visitor center. I'll pan about, although not much is to be seen. Down there I think is F and G and some of those other mounds. And this also gives us a look at the top, see how large the top of this mound was. And you'll notice that there is an outline here that I think is probably designed to give us a clue as to how big the building up on top of this was. And it may be that some of those depressions, like right there and the further one there and there, may have represented post holes for large posts that supported the roof. From the top of Mound A, looking to the north, we can see Mound K to our straight ahead, and then off to our left would be J and I, and to our right here, which we can't see, is Mound L. We're standing at the top right side of Mound A, and I'll pan up. You can't see anything, there's just too much foliage. See that big grasshopper there? We'll walk around the rest of the way around Mound A. Yeah, I exited the trees and vegetation on the right side of Mound A as we're looking at this map, and now I'm walking along this right side of the map. That side of the map doesn't show any mounds over here, perhaps because it just ended prematurely from the artist's viewpoint. But you can see looks like there's a possible mound there, and certainly there is a mound back in here You can see it rises up quite a good height. And here we can see the outline of that mound a little bit better now. A smaller one that I thought we saw, if in fact there is one there. So we're now at Winterville on the left side, and the next major site was Lake George. But in today's world, what remains is emerald that I'll see. The green dots represent tertiary mound centers, and the blue dots more secondary mound centers, and the black dots represent actual settlements. Here's an example of the layering. How those buildings were constructed. These were devices used in a game. I'm not sure what the game was. Chunkers. That was different. Here are a couple of large and very nicely designed hose, stone hose. The one on the left has such a nice configuration, even appears to be curved somewhat. It's a Cypress dugout, canoe. Guessing that notch may have been used as to hold a piece of wood that acted as a seat. Again, you wonder, how did the design contribute to its function, whatever that was? Of course, why two bottles connected? And are they so connected that a fluid can run back and forth between them? Little idea of what Mound A and its building might have looked like.